Paragraph 29, entitled Notice and Delivery. I'm going to tell you now that if I had someone come to me, a buyer or seller, and want to hire me to get them out of a contract, if I only had one paragraph to look at, I could only use one, it would be paragraph 29. Let me tell you why. This says that notice, and it goes through a whole lot of words here, but it just basically says that notice from one party to the other, and notice to your real estate agent is considered notice to you buyer or notice to you seller. Okay. All notices, consents, approvals, and other parts must be in paper or electronic writing. Okay. In English, that means you got to write them down, email them, or fax them. Okay. And they're only effective as delivery to the notice address, email, and fax written below. That's not too complicated. And awareness of the broker. Okay. So this is saying you've got down further in the contract a place where you've signed or you're getting ready to sign, and it has a notice address. It has a notice email. It has a notice fax. That's where the notice must be sent. Okay. Again, that's not the tricky part. The tricky part is the next statement. Must be sent to those. Now that can be tricky because let's say that the email address is my email, carol@carolsimpsonlaw.com. And I'm the real estate agent. I actually am a broker. I don't practice in that area. But I'm out and about and I say, do me a favor, send that email to this other email. I may send it to two, but one of them's going to be the one on this contract because it says it must be sent to either the address, email, or fax written below. The second prong of that is awareness by the broker. How do you know what I'm aware of right now? You say, well, you're talking about this awareness in this contract. That's what you're aware of. Do you know I'm also aware of that somebody's just almost walked in this room while we're recording this? I'm also aware of everything I have to do after we finish recording this. So unless I express what I'm aware of, you don't know what I'm truly aware of. But this whole contract, including the very first paragraph that says that acceptance and it must be communicated back, the notice must be delivered. Every provision of this contract that says there must be notice requires not only communication by email, fax, or hand delivery, it requires that the recipient be aware of it. Time is of the essence in this contract. So if I have to deliver something by 6 p.m., we saw that in various provisions throughout this contract. I am the broker and I'm delivering it to the other broker. I can email it to that other broker, I can fax it, or I can hand deliver it. Has to be done by 6, not only the email, but the awareness of it. So if it has to be done by 6 p.m. and I email it to the other broker, I haven't delivered it yet. I have to track that broker down before 6 o'clock and said, are you aware that I've sent this to you? Okay. 6 o'clock, is everybody sitting in their office? It's not normal business hours. Of course, realtors don't keep normal business hours. They'll be the first to tell you that. But what if it were 12 o'clock and I was in a luncheon with a huge client? Do you think I'm going to take my phone in there? Do you think if I do take my phone, I'm going to be looking at it to see if I got an email from somebody? So I think this particular provision should be the opposite. That once I send a fax and have a fax cover sheet, that's delivery. If I bring it to your office and have you sign a receipt, but maybe you're not in the office, but I've taken it physically to your office, then should it be on me to figure out where you are and track you down, or someone in your office to call you and say, Carol brought this over at this time. She brought it to the office at 5:45. We're all aware it's here. You say, what about email? I'll send a delivery request. I'll send a receipt, return receipt. No, because that still requires you to do something. Most emails have another little thing, sneaky little thing you can check up there. That's a delivery receipt. that says, and it will send you an email back saying this email was delivered to this address at this time and have enough of content of the email that you can identify. So I think the pitfalls of having to find someone, and I'm not saying people are dishonest, but on the margin, am I going to sit around seeing if you've got to get me something at 6 o'clock, am I going to sit around and wait to see if you show up with it? No. I'm going to go to dinner with my friends, or I'm going to go to a meeting, or I'm going to go home and watch a football game or something. I'm not going to sit around waiting on you to find me. Okay? And the opposite is true. If I have to deliver it to you and I get it to you, I think it is very difficult to then say, I have to track you down and know where you are. Now, the real moral of the story is don't wait till the last minute. But of course, we all do that.